Get your hands off her. The rifle click echoed through the rain-soaked night as Jack Miller faced down 5 armed men outside his home. Inside, his daughter and the runaway waitress they'd sworn to protect huddled in darkness. This wasn't how a quiet veteran wanted to spend his Tuesday, but when your little girl looks up and whispers, "She needs help, Daddy," you don't walk away, ever. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss what happens next. And drop a comment telling me what city you're watching from. I want to see how far this story travels. Trust me, you'll want to stay until the very end of this one. Your father sends his regards, Emma. Jack Miller's fork stopped halfway to his mouth. Saturday morning. Pancakes with Lily. Their ritual. And now 2 suits were cornering the new waitress against the counter like wolves on a wounded deer. "Daddy?" Lily's whisper cut through the diner noise. "She needs help." The girl Emma, according to her name tag, had her hands up, shaking. "I'm not going back." Jack's instincts fired. Threat assessment. Exit points. The taller suit had a bulge under his left arm. The thick-necked one kept his right hand free. Professional. "Miss Sinclair, don't make this harder than it needs to be." Sinclair. The name hit Jack like a fist. Senator Richard Sinclair. Jack knew that name. Knew it from classified briefings 8 years ago. Knew it from missions that never made it into official reports. "Please." Emma's voice cracked. "I can't go back to that house." Thick neck grabbed her wrist. Jack moved. "Hey!" His voice carried across the diner. Combat voice. The one that made corporals jump. She said no. Both suits turned. Tall one smiled. "This is private family business, friend." "Not your friend." Jack stood. "And nothing's private when you're grabbing scared women in public." "Daddy, please." Lily pulled his sleeve. "Stay in the booth, sweetheart." Emma stared at him. "You don't understand who they work for." "Don't care who they work for." Thick neck released Emma stepped toward Jack. "Walk away, old man. Last chance." Jack checked his watch. Habit from the service. Always know the time. "It's 9:42. You've got until 9:43 to leave. Then things get complicated." "Is that a threat?" "It's a schedule." Tall suit pulled out his phone, showed Jack the screen. Mansion, white columns. "Senator Sinclair is very concerned about his daughter." Jack's blood went cold. That mansion. He'd seen surveillance photos of it. Different context, different war, but same man. Senator Sinclair should have thought about that before he started trafficking people through his shipping companies. Dead silence. Emma's eyes went wide. "How do you know about that?" "Doesn't matter." Jack kept his eyes on the suits. "What matters is you two leave. Now." Thickneck's hand went for his jacket. Jack's hand was faster, clamping down on the man's wrist before the gun cleared leather. Pressure point. Precise. The suit gasped. "That's assaulting a federal contractor." "That's preventing an illegal detention." Jack released him. "Big difference. Now walk." Tall suit's composure cracked. "You have no idea what you just started." "Pretty sure I do." Jack smiled without warmth. "Been a while since I played this game, but I remember the rules." They left. The diner erupted in whispers. Emma collapsed against the counter. "You knew. About my father. About what he does." "Not now." Jack threw bills on the table. "Lily, get your coat." "Emma, you're coming with us." "I can't. They'll come after you." "They'll come anyway." Jack was already moving. "At least this way you've got someone watching your back." In the truck, Emma couldn't stop shaking. "How do you know about the trafficking?" "Afghanistan, 2017. My unit ran interdiction on smuggling routes. Your father's shipping company kept popping up in intelligence reports. Different cargo than advertised." Jack's jaw tightened. "They buried the investigation. Someone high up made calls. We were ordered to stand down." "You knew all this time and nobody stopped him." Knowing and proving are different things. We had suspicions, no evidence, no jurisdiction. He glanced at her. But you have evidence, don't you? That's why you ran. Emma's silence was answer enough. At Jack's house, Lily disappeared to her room. Emma stood in the living room, arms wrapped around herself. I found ledgers, real ones. Names, dates, prices. Girls as young as 14. Her voice shook. I photographed everything with my phone. Then he caught me. Where are the photos? I deleted them. He made me delete them while he watched. Tears streamed down her face. Then he had me committed. 6 months in a private facility. They drugged me, told me I was delusional. I played along until they released me. Then I ran. Jack's hands curled into fists. So no evidence. Just what's in my head. Every name. Every transaction. I have a photographic memory. It's why he wanted me working in his office. And it's why he can never let me go. We need to call the police. Police won't help. He owns half of them. Not all of them. Jack dialed a number. It rang and rang. Then voicemail. Morrison, it's Jack Miller. I need to talk. It's urgent. Call me back. He tried 3 more times over the next hour. Nothing. See? Emma said bitterly. Even your friend won't help. Lily appeared in the doorway. Emma, do you want to see my room? I have a hamster named Buttons. The simplicity of it made Emma laugh through tears. I'd love to meet Buttons. While they were upstairs, Jack tried Morrison again. This time someone answered. Sheriff's Department. I need to speak to Sheriff Morrison. Sheriff's not available. This is Jack Miller. It's important. A pause. Mr. Miller, Sheriff Morrison said, if you called to tell you he can't help you. He's been advised to stay away from matters concerning Senator Sinclair. The line went dead. So, Sinclair had already made calls. Already locked down local law enforcement. Jack sat in the dark thinking. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. Hello? Mr. Miller. A voice he didn't recognize. My name is Marcus Webb. I work for Senator Sinclair. I'm calling to give you one opportunity to do the right thing. Pretty sure I already did. You're harboring the senator's daughter. She's mentally unwell and needs treatment. Return her and we'll forget this unfortunate incident. She's not going anywhere. Then you're making a terrible mistake. The senator has resources, connections. He can make your life very difficult. He can try. Think about your daughter, Mr. Miller. Think about Lily. She's 9, correct, attends Pine Elementary. Mrs. Patterson's class. Jack's blood turned to ice. You threaten my daughter, we move past talking real fast. Not a threat, a reminder. You have something the senator wants. He'll do whatever's necessary to get it back. However necessary. The line went dead. Jack checked his watch. 10 p.m. He went upstairs. Lily was asleep. Emma sat on the floor next to the bed watching her. She's beautiful, Emma whispered. Innocent. She shouldn't be part of this. Nobody should be part of this. Jack leaned against the doorframe. They just threatened her, mentioned her school, her teacher's name. Emma stood abruptly. I'm leaving. Right now. I won't let them hurt her because of me. You leave, you're dead within a week. Better me than her. Lily's not in danger. They won't touch her. Too public. Too messy. It's intimidation. Jack hoped he sounded more confident than he felt. But we need a new plan. Morrison won't help. Local police are compromised. We need to go higher. Like who? FBI. They're probably bought too. Maybe, maybe not. Jack pulled out his phone, scrolled through old contacts. I know someone. DEA. Worked with him in Afghanistan. If anyone can build a case off your testimony, it's him. You really think testimony's enough? Without proof. Testimony puts investigators in motion, gets warrants, opens doors. Jack found the contact. Agent Ray Kowalski. Ray's relentless. If there's a case to build, he'll build it. He called. 3 rings. This better be good. It's 10 at night. Ray, it's Jack Miller, from the 75th Rangers, Kabul, 2017. A pause. Jack, hell, it's been years. What's going on? Remember Operation Sandstorm, the shipping road investigation? The one that got shut down? Yeah, still pisses me off. The senator we were investigating, his daughter's in my living room. She's got information, lots of it. Silence on the other end. Then, you're serious. Dead serious. Jack, if you're calling me about Richard Sinclair, you better be very sure. That man has protection at levels I can't even reach. His daughter has photographic memory of his ledgers. Every transaction, every name. She's ready to testify. More silence. Where are you? Millerville, California. I'm in Sacramento. I can be there by midnight. But Jack, if you're wrong about this, if she's not credible, I can't help you. And Sinclair will bury you. She's credible. Get here. 2 hours later, Ray Kowalski sat at Jack's kitchen table. Emma told her story. Every detail. Names, dates, routes, payments. Her voice never wavered. Ray took notes. Pages and pages. When she finished, he leaned back. That's the most comprehensive trafficking testimony I've heard in 20 years. He looked at Jack. She's a gold mine. If even half of what she's saying is verifiable, we can bring down Sinclair's entire network. How long? Jack asked. Months, maybe a year. We'll need to verify every claim. Build a bulletproof case. Sinclair will have the best lawyers money can buy. Can you protect her during that time? We can try. Witness protection. New identity. Relocation. Emma shook her head. I'm tired of running. Tired of hiding. I want to stay and fight. That's not smart, Ray said. Sinclair will send everything he has after you. Let him. Emma's voice hardened. I'm done being afraid. Ray looked at Jack. You understand what you're signing up for. Sinclair will come after you too. And your daughter. Already threatened her. Jack's jaw set. Which means we're past the point of backing down. All right. Ray closed his notebook. I'll start making calls tonight. Federal prosecutors, FBI field offices. We'll build this case. But Emma, you need to be prepared. This gets ugly before it gets better. It's already ugly. Emma met his eyes. Has been for years. Ray left at 2 a.m. with Emma's statement and a promise to return with protection details within 48 hours. Jack checked every window, every door, set the alarm system, loaded his rifle. He didn't sleep. At dawn, he found the photo slid under his door. His truck, Emma in the passenger seat. Yesterday's timestamp. And on the back, last warning, return the girl or consequences begin. Jack showed Emma. They've been watching. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Stop apologizing. Jack poured coffee, his hands steady despite the adrenaline. This is what happens when you stand up to powerful people. They push back. Expected. What do? We wait for Ray, keep our heads down, stay alert. Jack checked his watch. 6:15 a.m. And we make sure Lily stays safe. I'm sending her to my mother's, out of state. Will she go? She won't want to, but she will. Jack's voice held certainty. Because I'll explain that sometimes helping means staying out of the way. Lily cried when he told her. Screamed that she wanted to stay. Wanted to help Emma. You are helping. Jack knelt down, hands on her shoulders. By being somewhere safe, you let me focus completely on protecting Emma. That's your job right now. Can you do that for me? Through tears. How long could? 2 weeks. Maybe less. Promise. Jack kissed her forehead, committing the moment to memory. The weight of her in his arms. The smell of her strawberry shampoo. I promise to do everything in my power to make sure you come home to a safe house. That's the promise I can keep. He put her on a bus at noon. Watched until it disappeared around the bend. Felt something crack in his chest. Emma stood beside him. "I've destroyed your life." "No." Jack turned to her. "You gave me a reason to use my training for something that matters. Been a long time since I felt that. What if they come before Ray gets back? Then I handle it." They came that night. Jack was on the porch when the storm rolled in. Lightning split the sky, thunder shook the windows, and through the rain headlights appeared. 1 set, 2, 3, 4, 5. Black SUVs. Jack checked his watch. 8:47 p.m. He texted Ray, "They're here." Then he picked up his rifle and stepped into the rain. The SUVs stopped 30 yards out. Doors opened. Men emerged. Count 12. All armed. All professional. Jack chambered around. A voice called out through the storm. "Mr. Miller, Senator Sinclair would like his daughter back, now. Tell the senator to submit a formal request through proper legal channels. This is your last chance." Funny. That's what your boys said in the diner. Jack kept his rifle low but ready. Didn't work out for them either. Movement. 3 men broke off circling toward the house's side. Jack fired once. The round kicked up mud 5 feet in front of them. They stopped. "Next one's not a warning." The voice again. "You're outnumbered, outgunned. This ends one way." "You're right about that." Jack smiled into the rain. "Question is, how many of you want to bleed before it does?" Lightning flashed. For 1 clear second, Jack saw them all. Tactical gear. Body armor. This wasn't intimidation. This was extraction. They were coming for Emma, and they weren't leaving without her. "I was in Fallujah," Jack called out. "Helmand Province, Kabul. I've held positions against worse odds than this. You want to test me? Let's test." Brave talk from a man with a little girl who takes the school bus every morning. Jack's finger tightened on the trigger. "My daughter's not here. And if you're smart, you'll realize threatening kids makes you targets, not tacticians. Where's the girl, Mr. Miller? Safe. We can tear that house apart." "You can try." A new voice cut through the storm. Loudspeakers. "This is the FBI. You are surrounded. Drop your weapons." The SUV men froze. Police lights flooded the road. Red and blue strobing through rain. Cars screeching to stops. FBI, State Police, Sheriff's Department. Ray Kowalski stepped out of an unmarked car, megaphone in hand. "Senator Sinclair's men, you are trespassing on private property with intent to kidnap a federal witness. Drop your weapons, now." For 10 seconds, nobody moved. Then slowly weapons lowered, hands raised. Jack kept his rifle up until every single one of them was on the ground, cuffed, being loaded into police vehicles. Ray approached the porch. "You all right?" "Been better." Jack's hands shook now that the adrenaline was fading. "How'd you get here so fast?" "Been watching your house since I left last night. Figured Sinclair would make a move." Ray grinned. "Also figured you'd do something stupid like face down 12 armed men alone." "Where's Emma?" "Inside. I had agents pull her out through the back when we saw the SUVs coming. She's safe." Jack finally lowered his rifle. "Sinclair. Being arrested as we speak. We executed warrants on his mansion, his offices, his warehouses. Your girl's testimony was enough to get judges moving. And once we started digging, we found evidence. Lots of it. Sinclair got sloppy. It's over. This part is." Ray clapped his shoulder. "The trial's going to be long. Brutal. Emma will need to testify. But yeah, the immediate danger's over." Emma appeared in the doorway, flanked by 2 agents. She saw Jack and ran. He caught her. She sobbed into his chest. "It's over," he murmured. "You're safe. You almost died." "Almost doesn't count." Jack held her at arm's length. "You were brave. You stood up. You stopped running. That's what matters. What happens now?" "Now." Jack looked at Ray. "Now we build the case. Now we make sure Senator Sinclair never hurts anyone again." Ray's expression hardened. And now Emma gets to start living her life instead of surviving it. 2 days later, Jack picked up Lily from his mother's. She launched herself into his arms. Is it over? Is Emma safe? Yeah, baby. Everyone's safe. Can she stay with us? Jack looked at Emma, who'd ridden with him for the pickup. That's up to Emma. Emma smiled, the first real smile Jack had seen. If you'll have me, I'd like to stay. Just for a while, until I figure out what comes next. Lily grabbed Emma's hand. Good, because Buttons missed you, and I need help teaching her tricks. As they drove home, Jack checked his watch. 3:15 p.m., time to start rebuilding. His phone buzzed. Text from Ray. Sinclair's being arraigned. All charges. It's happening. Jack typed back. Good. Emma looked over. Is it really over? The danger part is. The healing part's just starting. Jack kept his eyes on the road. But you've got time now. Time to figure out who you are when you're not running. Time to just be. I don't know who that person is. Then we'll figure it out together. Lily piped up from the back seat. That's what families do. Emma's eyes filled. Family. Jack glanced at her, then in the rear view at Lily. Something settled in his chest. Something right. Yeah, he said quietly. Family. That night, Jack stood on his porch while Emma and Lily made cookies inside. The storm had passed. Stars were out. The world felt different. Lighter. His phone rang. Unknown number. Hello. Mr. Miller. A voice he'd never heard. Cold. Precise. I represent certain business interests that Senator Sinclair managed. Interests that are very displeased with recent developments. Jack's blood went cold. The senator made mistakes, got emotional about his daughter. We won't make those mistakes. The voice continued. This isn't over. It's just beginning. Sleep well, Mr. Miller. The line went dead. Jack stood in the darkness, rifle leaning against the porch rail, and realized Emma had been right all along. You can't fight power with courage alone. Sometimes the monsters you stop are just clearing the way for worse ones. And sometimes doing the right thing means accepting you'll be fighting for the rest of your life. But as Lily's laugh drifted out through the screen door, Jack made his peace with that. Some fights are worth it. He checked his watch. 8:42 p.m. Time to get ready for whatever came next. Jack didn't go inside right away. He stood on that porch phone still warm in his hand and let the threat sink in. The voice had been calm, professional, which made it worse. Sinclair's men had been aggressive, sloppy. These new people, whoever they were, sounded like they knew exactly what they were doing. The screen door creaked. Emma stepped out, flour on her hands. You okay? You've been out here for 20 minutes. Got a phone call. Her face changed. From who? People who worked with your father. They're not happy about his arrest. Emma's knees buckled. Jack caught her arm, guided her to the porch steps. They sat. I thought it was over, she whispered. I really thought we won. We did win, against your father, but he was just one piece. Jack watched the dark tree line. Question is, how many other pieces are there? I don't know. He never told me about partners, just his operations. Then we need to find out. Jack pulled out his phone, called Ray. 3 rings. Jack, it's almost 9. What's wrong? Got a threat. Different voice. Says they represent Sinclair's business interests. Says this isn't over. Ray cursed. Did they say anything specific? Just that Sinclair got emotional about Emma. That they won't make the same mistakes. I'll have a trace run on your phone. See if we can track the call. Meanwhile, I'm sending protection detail to your house. Tonight. How long until they get here? 2 hours. Can you hold out? Jack looked at his rifle. Yeah, we'll hold. He hung up. Emma was shaking. They're never going to stop, are they? There's always going to be someone else. Maybe. Or maybe we stop them first. Jack offered his hand. Come on, We need to talk to Lily. Inside, Lily was frosting cookies, chocolate smeared on her cheek. She looked up, read their faces. Something bad happened. Not yet. Jack knelt beside her. But we need to be careful for a few more days. Some people are still angry about what we did. The bad men from before. Different bad men, but same kind of angry. Lily's lower lip trembled. I don't want you to fight anymore, Daddy. I want it to be normal. I know, baby. Me too. Jack pulled her close. But sometimes we have to be brave a little longer. Can you do that? She nodded against his chest. Emma joined them, wrapping her arms around both of them. They sat like that on the kitchen floor, 3 people holding onto each other while the world tried to tear them apart. Jack's phone buzzed. Text from Ray. Trace came back. Call originated from encrypted satellite phone. Untraceable. These guys are serious. Jack typed back, how serious? Professional serious. Military or intelligence background. Watch your back. Emma read over his shoulder. What does that mean? Means we're not dealing with regular criminals anymore. Jack began checking windows, drawing curtains. Means we need to be smarter. What can I do? Stay away from windows. Keep Lily occupied. Let me handle security. For the next hour, Jack moved through the house, checking locks, loading weapons, setting up sight lines, old training kicking in, defensive positions, fields of fire, escape routes. At 10:30, headlights appeared on the road. Jack grabbed his rifle, moved to the window. 2 vehicles, federal plates, Ray's protection detail. 4 agents emerged, did a perimeter sweep, then knocked. Jack opened the door. Mr. Miller, I'm Agent Sarah Chen. Agent Kowalski sent us. She was maybe 30 eyes sharp and alert. We'll be posted outside tonight. 2 agents at all times. Shifts every 6 hours. Appreciated. He also asked me to give you this. She handed him a folder. Information on known associates of Senator Sinclair. People who might have reasons to continue his operations. Jack opened it. Photos, names, addresses. A dozen faces stared back at him. Men in suits, men in military uniforms, men who looked like accountants, and men who looked like killers. Anyone stand out? Chen asked. Jack's finger stopped on one photo. Viktor Kozlov, Russian national, arms dealer, multiple aliases. This one. I've seen his name before, in Afghanistan. He was supplying weapons to insurgents through private contractors. That's our primary suspect too. Kozlov's been on FBI watch lists for years, but we can never make charges stick. He's got diplomatic protection. And he worked with Sinclair. We believe Sinclair's shipping network moved Kozlov's weapons, among other things. If Kozlov thinks Emma can expose that connection, he'll want her silenced. Emma appeared in the doorway. I never heard that name, never saw him at the house. You wouldn't have. Chen showed her another photo. Kozlov operates through intermediaries, but these men recognize any of them. Emma studied the photos, went pale. Him, Michael Reeves. He came to the house twice. My father called him a consultant. They argued once. I heard my father say, the shipments are getting too dangerous, and Reeves said, danger is part of the business. That's good. That's a connection we can use. Chen took notes. Anything else? Reeves had an accent, British, I think, and he wore a ring, silver with a crest, like a family seal. Chen nodded. That matches our intel. Reeves is former MI6, went private sector 10 years ago. Works exclusively for Kozlov now. Jack closed the folder. So what's the play? We wait for them to make a move. We protect Emma until the trial. Let prosecutors build the case. Hope Sinclair flips on his partners to reduce his sentence. And if he doesn't flip, then we're in for a long fight. Chen and her team set up outside. Jack tried to sleep but couldn't. He sat in the dark living room, rifle across his lap, watching shadows. At 3 a.m., Emma joined him. Can't sleep either. Every time I close my eyes, I see my father's face. Hear his voice telling me I'm making things up, that I'm sick. She sat on the couch. What if he's right? What if I am crazy, and I've dragged you into my delusions? You're not crazy. We have evidence now. Bodies, victims, bank records. But what if it's not enough? What if his lawyers make it all disappear? Jack set the rifle aside, turned to face her. Emma, you did something most people never have the courage to do. You stood up to your father, to power, to everything you'd ever known. That's not crazy. That's heroic. I don't feel heroic. I feel terrified. Heroes usually do. Jack's voice softened. You think I wasn't scared in Afghanistan every single day, but you do it anyway. That's what makes it count. How do you live with it? The fear. You don't live with it. You use it. Fear keeps you sharp, keeps you careful. It's not your enemy. Complacency is. Emma was quiet for a long time. Then, thank you. For everything. For not walking away. Couldn't walk away even if I wanted to. Lily would never forgive me. They both smiled at that small moment of lightness in the dark. At dawn, Ray called. We've got movement. Kozlov's people are asking questions in town, flashing photos of Emma, offering money for information. How much money? 50,000 for her location, 100,000 for delivery. Jack's jaw tightened. That's going to get people talking. Already has. We've intercepted 3 calls to known Kozlov numbers, people selling information. We shut them down, but it's only a matter of time before accurate intel gets through. What do you want me to do? Pack a bag. We're moving you to a safe house. All 3 of you. When? Now. I'm sending transport in 30 minutes. Jack woke Lily gently. Hey, sweetheart, we need to take a trip. She rubbed her eyes. Where? Somewhere safe. Just for a little while. Will Emma come? Yes, we're staying together. They packed fast. Clothes buttons, the hamster Lily's favorite stuffed bear. Emma moved like a ghost, mechanical and silent. The transport arrived, 2 armored SUVs, Agents Chen and Martinez in the lead vehicle. Where are we going? Jack asked as they loaded in. Federal safe house, 2 hours north, secure location. Nobody knows about it except essential personnel. They drove in silence. Lily dozed against Jack's shoulder. Emma stared out the window. I'm ruining your life, Emma said quietly. Your home, your routine, everything. Lives can be rebuilt. Jack watched the road. People can't. We're doing the right thing. But at what cost? Whatever it takes. The safe house was remote, deep woods, single road in and out. 2-story building, reinforced window security system that would make Fort Knox jealous. Agent Chen did a walkthrough. Kitchens stocked, bedrooms upstairs, panic room in the basement if things go wrong. Agents posted outside 24/7. You're as safe here as anywhere. How long do we stay? Lily asked. Until the trial. Maybe 6 months. Lily's face crumpled. 6 months. What about school? What about my friends? We'll set up remote learning, and your friends can visit once we're sure it's safe. This isn't fair. Lily's voice rose. We didn't do anything wrong. Why do we have to hide? Jack knelt down. You're right. It's not fair. But fair doesn't matter right now. Safe matters. I hate this. I hate all of it. I know. Me too. That night, Jack explored the safe house. Good sight lines, solid construction, but it felt like a prison. Comfortable, but still a cage. His phone rang. Unknown number again. He almost didn't answer. Then curiosity won. Hello. Mr. Miller, I see you've moved. Smart, but not smart enough. The voice from before, cold and precise. We found your house empty. Very disappointing. What do you want? I want to offer you a deal. Walk away. Take your daughter. Disappear. We'll give you $2 million and forget you exist. And Emma. Emma comes with us. She has information we need to protect. You mean information you need to bury? Semantics. Do we have a deal? No. Think carefully, Mr. Miller. $2 million. Your daughter's safety. Your own life. All you have to do is walk away from a girl you barely know. Jack's hand tightened on the phone. I've walked away from things before. Haunts me every night. I'm done walking. Then you're choosing death. For yourself. For your daughter. For Emma. All of you. Maybe. But at least we'll die knowing we didn't quit. Nobility is expensive, Mr. Miller. Hope you can afford the price. The line went dead. Jack sat in the dark processing. They'd found his house already, which meant they had resources. Real resources. Money, people, technology. He called Ray. They know I moved. They're offering me $2 million to walk away. Jesus, they must be desperate. Or confident, hard to tell which. Jack rubbed his face. How secure is this safe house really? As secure as we can make it. But if Kozlov's people are determined enough, nowhere's completely safe. That's what I figured. Jack, maybe you should take the deal. Get Lily somewhere safe. Let us handle Emma. You know I can't do that. Why? Because of some code, some warrior honor thing. Because I told Lily we help people. Because Emma trusted me. Because walking away would mean teaching my daughter that money matters more than doing right. Jack's voice hardened. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, Ray. I'm not making this one. Ray sighed. Then we dig in. We protect Emma. We build the case. And we hope we're faster than Kozlov. 2 weeks passed. Quiet weeks. Lily did schoolwork online. Emma helped with cooking, with cleaning, with teaching Lily to play chess. They developed routines, small normalcies in an abnormal situation. But Jack saw the strain, saw Lily's smiles become forced, saw Emma flinch at every unexpected noise, saw the agents outside grow more tense as days passed with no attacks. The waiting was its own kind of torture. On day 16, things changed. Jack was making lunch when Agent Martinez burst through the door, weapon drawn. We've got movement. 3 vehicles approaching. Fast. Get Emma and Lily to the panic room. Now. Jack grabbed his rifle. Emma scooped up Lily and ran for the basement. Jack heard the heavy door slam, the locks engage. He moved to the window. 3 black SUVs tearing up the road. They weren't hiding. They weren't subtle. They were coming in hard. How long until backup? Jack asked Martinez. 20 minutes. We don't have 20 minutes. The SUVs stopped 50 yards out. Doors opened. Men emerged. Count 12. All armed. All professional. Chen's voice crackled over the radio. Mr. Miller, get to the panic room. We'll hold them. Negative. I'm not hiding while you fight my battle. Jack, that's an order. Not in the military anymore, Chen. I fight. He took position at an upstairs window. Good field of fire, good cover. Martinez on the first floor. Chen and her partner outside. 4 agents against 12 attackers. Bad odds. One of the attackers raised a megaphone. Send out Emma Sinclair. Nobody else has to die. Chen's response was immediate. This is the FBI. You're assaulting a federal safe house. Stand down or we will engage. Last warning. The girl or bullets. Then bullets it is. The first shot shattered the silence. Then all hell broke loose. Jack fired. Controlled bursts. Center mass. One attacker went down. Then another. Martinez's shotgun boomed. Chen's pistol cracked. The attackers had better weapons. Assault rifles. They shredded the safe house's exterior. Windows exploded. Wood splintered. Jack dropped behind cover as rounds punched through the wall above his head. Grabbed his phone, texted Ray. Under attack. Heavy fire. Need backup now. Response came immediately. Helicopter en route. Hold position. Hold position. Right. Jack popped up, fired twice. Another attacker down, but they were advancing. Using cover, moving tactically. These weren't thugs. These were soldiers. Martinez's shotgun clicked empty. Jack heard him curse, heard the scramble to reload. Then heard him scream. Jack spun. Martinez was down, blood spreading across his chest. The front door was breached. 2 attackers inside. Jack fired from the top of the stairs, dropped one. The second returned fire. Jack felt something hot slice across his ribs. He ignored it, fired again. The attacker fell. More coming through the door. Chen was down outside, wasn't moving. Her partner was pinned behind a vehicle. Jack was alone. He fell back to the hallway, firing as he went. His rifle clicked empty. He dropped it, pulled his pistol. 9 rounds left. "Emma," one of the attackers called out. "We know you're here. Come out and this stops. Stay hidden and everyone dies." Jack fired twice. Both missed. The attackers were using furniture as shields. 3 of them now, moving through the house, clearing rooms. Jack backed toward the basement door. If they got past him, they'd get to Emma and Lily. Not happening. He fired twice more. One attacker grabbed his leg, went down screaming. The others dove for cover. 5 rounds left. "You're done, Miller," one of them called out. "You fought well, but it's over. Walk away. Last chance." "Told your boss before. I'm done walking." He heard helicopter rotors. Distant, but getting closer. The attackers heard it too. Cursed in Russian. "New plan," one of them shouted. "Breach the basement. Grab the girl. 90 seconds." They rushed the basement door. Jack fired 3 times. Dropped 2. The third made it to the door, started planting charges. 2 rounds left. Jack aimed carefully. Fired. The attacker's head snapped back. He fell against the door. 1 round left. But more attackers were coming through the front. Fresh ones from the vehicles. 4, 5, 6 of them. Jack ejected his magazine, slapped in his last one. 15 more rounds. That was it. He took position at the top of the basement stairs and waited. The helicopter was louder now. Very close. The attackers knew it too. They moved faster, more reckless. Jack fired. Dropped 3. They kept coming. Fired, fired, fired. Rounds punched through the walls around him. Splinters cut his face. Then the helicopter was overhead, spotlight flooding through shattered windows. Ropes dropped. FBI tactical team fast roped in. The attackers broke. Ran for their vehicles. The tactical team cut them down. In 30 seconds it was over. Jack lowered his weapon, hands shaking. His ribs were on fire. Blood soaked his shirt. "Clear," someone shouted. Jack stumbled to the basement door, pounded on it. "Emma, Lily, it's over. You can come out." The locks disengaged. The door opened. Lily launched herself at him, crying. Emma stood, frozen eyes huge. "You're bleeding," Emma whispered. "I'm okay. It's not bad." Jack wrapped his arms around both of them. "It's over. We're okay." Ray appeared, surveyed the carnage. "Jesus Christ, Jack. Is Chen alive?" "Barely. Medevac's coming." Ray knelt beside Martinez, checked for pulse, shook his head. "He's gone." Jack closed his eyes. "Good man. Dead because of this. Because of them." "We need to move you again," Ray said. "They found this place. They'll find the next one." "No." Emma's voice was strong, clear. "No more running. No more hiding. I'm done. Emma, they almost killed you today. They almost killed Jack. They killed that agent. How many more people have to die?" She stepped forward. "Put me in witness protection. Change my identity. Send me somewhere far away. But let Jack and Lily go home. Let them have their lives back." "Emma, no." Lily grabbed her hand. "It's the only way, sweetie." Emma knelt down. "Your dad has done enough. Sacrificed enough. Time for me to handle my own problems." Jack shook his head. "That's not how this works." "It's exactly how this works. I'm not a child. I'm not helpless. I started this by running to your town, to that diner. I can end it by leaving." They'll find you, eventually. Maybe, but at least you and Lily will be safe. Emma's eyes welled up. Please, Jack, let me do this. Let me save you for once. Jack looked at Lily, at her tear-streaked face, at the fear in her eyes, then at the destroyed safe house, the bodies, the blood. He checked his watch. 2:47 p.m. Time to make an impossible choice. No. Jack said it quietly but firmly. Nobody's going anywhere alone. Emma's face hardened. Jack, be reasonable. How many more people have to die? None. Because we're not running anymore. We're not splitting up. We're ending this. Jack turned to Ray. How did they find this location? Ray's expression shifted. What are you saying? I'm saying this is the second time they've known exactly where we are. Your safe house. My home before that. Either they're tracking us or someone's telling them. You think there's a leak in the FBI? I think Kozlov has unlimited money and people can be bought. Jack gestured at the bodies. These weren't random thugs. They hit us with military precision. They knew the layout, knew how many agents were here, knew exactly when to strike. Ray pulled out his phone, started typing. I'll run an internal investigation, see who had access to this location. While you're doing that, we need to disappear. Really disappear. No federal safe houses, no official protection, just us. That's insane. You'd be completely exposed. We're exposed now. At least this way we control who knows where we are. Lily tugged Jack's sleeve. Daddy, I'm scared. He picked her up, felt her wrap around him like she used to when she was smaller. I know, baby, but we're going to fix this. I promise. Ray shook his head. Jack, if you go off grid, I can't help you. Can't send backup, can't provide resources. Then don't. Give us 48 hours. Emma testifies in 3 days, right? We just need to stay alive until then. And after she testifies, Kozlov will still want her dead. One problem at a time. Jack set Lily down. Emma, you still have that photographic memory of your father's records. Yes, every transaction, every name. Then you don't just testify against your father. You testify against everyone, Kozlov included. You burn down the whole operation. Emma's eyes widened. If I do that, they'll never stop hunting me. They won't stop anyway, but this way you take them down with you. Make it hurt so bad they can't recover. That's a suicide mission. No, it's finishing what you started. Jack met her eyes. You ran from your father because you couldn't live with what he did. Now you have a chance to stop it, all of it, permanently. Are you brave enough? Emma was silent for a long moment. Then she straightened. Yes, I'm brave enough. Ray cursed. You're both crazy. Probably. Jack checked his weapon, started reloading. But crazies kept me alive this long. They left the safe house 15 minutes later in an unmarked van Ray provided. No phones, no credit cards, cash only. Ray would report them missing, buy them time before anyone realized they'd gone rogue. Jack drove. Emma sat beside him. Lily curled up in the back with buttons silent and withdrawn. Where are we going? Emma asked. Somewhere nobody would think to look. 2 hours later, they pulled up to a storage facility on the edge of a dying town. Jack unlocked Unit 42. Inside were supplies he'd stashed years ago. Go bags, weapons, fake IDs, remnants from his paranoid post-deployment days when he couldn't shake the feeling that enemies were everywhere. Turned out he'd been right. This is what you do when you can't sleep at 3 a.m., Jack said, pulling out a duffel bag. You prepare for worst-case scenarios. Emma picked up one of the fake IDs. John Mitchell. Close enough to my real name that I'll answer to it, but different enough that it won't flag systems. He handed her an ID. You're Sarah Mitchell now, my wife. Lily's my daughter. We're a normal family on a road trip. I don't look like a Sarah. You look like someone who needs to stay alive. That's what matters. They changed clothes. Ordinary tourist gear, ball caps, sunglasses. Nothing memorable. Jack taught them how to walk differently, how to avoid cameras, how to blend into crowds. This is what they taught us for evading capture behind enemy lines, he explained. Change your gait. Don't make eye contact. Be forgettable. Lily watched quietly. Too quietly. Jack knew that look. She was shutting down, retreating into herself the way she had after Sarah died. Hey. He knelt beside her. Talk to me. I want to go home. I want everything to be normal again. I know. Me too. Will it ever be normal? Jack didn't lie to her. Never had. I don't know. But we're going to try our best to make it that way. What if we can't? Then we find a new normal. Together. She hugged him. He held her, feeling every ounce of her fear and exhaustion. 9 years old and dealing with violence and death and constant running. It wasn't fair. Wasn't right. But life rarely was. That night they stayed in a roadside motel. Single room. 2 beds. Jack took first watch, sitting by the window with his pistol in his lap. Emma couldn't sleep either. She sat beside him. I'm sorry, she whispered. For all of this, for destroying your life. Stop apologizing. I made my choice. But why? Why risk everything for me? Jack was quiet for a moment. After Sarah died, I was lost, angry. Lily was the only thing keeping me going. And even that felt like I was just going through motions. He glanced at Emma. Then you showed up, scared and alone. And Lily said you needed help. For the first time in years, I felt like maybe I could do something that mattered. Maybe I could be the person Sarah believed I was. Your wife sounds like she was amazing. She was. She saw good in people, even when they couldn't see it themselves. Jack smiled slightly. She would have liked you, would have dragged you home and fed you and told you everything was going to be okay. Would it have been okay? With Sarah, yeah. She had this way of making you believe impossible things. His smile faded. But she's gone. So we have to figure it out ourselves. Emma leaned her head on his shoulder. Not romantic. Just exhausted. 2 people trying to survive. Thank you, she said, for seeing me as worth saving. You were always worth saving, Emma. Just took you a while to believe it. Morning came. They hit the road again. Small towns, back roads, staying invisible. Jack's phone rang once. He'd kept it off but turned it on briefly to check for messages. Ray's number. He answered. Yeah. Where are you? Ray's voice was tight. Can't tell you that. Jack, we found the leak. It's bad. How bad? Agent Morrison, from the local sheriff's department. He's been on Kozlov's payroll for 2 years. He's the one who gave up the safe house location, and he's the one who told Kozlov about Emma's testimony schedule. Jack's blood went cold. Morrison, the man he'd trusted, the man he'd called for help. How do you know? We found transfers in his account, $500,000 over the past year, and phone records. He's been in regular contact with known Kozlov associates. Does he know we're missing? Not yet. I haven't filed official reports, but he'll find out soon, maybe hours. Then we have less time than I thought. Jack's mind raced. The testimony is in 3 days. Can you move it up? To when? Tomorrow. Tonight if possible. Jack, that's not how federal court works. There are procedures, schedules. Then break them. Because if Morrison tells Kozlov we're missing, every resource they have will be looking for us. We won't last 3 days. Ray was silent. Then, I'll make calls, see what I can do. But you need to get to the courthouse. Can you do that? What's the address? Ray gave it. Federal Courthouse in Sacramento, 200 miles away. We'll be there, Jack said. Just make sure Emma gets to testify before Kozlov's people get to us. He hung up. Emma had heard everything. Morrison was the leak. Yeah. The man you trusted. The man who helped us. Money changes people. Jack started the van. We need to move. Now. They drove hard. Jack kept checking mirrors, watching for tails. Every vehicle made him tense. Every rest stop felt like a trap. Around noon, Lily said she needed to use the bathroom. Jack pulled into a gas station, scanned the area. Looked clear. 5 minutes, he told them. In and out. Emma took Lily to the bathroom. Jack filled the van, kept his eyes moving. Ordinary station. Ordinary people. Except the man at pump 3 who kept glancing at them. And the woman in the store who talked on her phone while staring. And the truck that had been 3 cars back for the last 30 miles. Jack's instinct screamed. They'd been made. He knocked on the bathroom door. Time to go, right now. Emma emerged with Lily. What's wrong? We're blown. Move. They piled into the van. Jack pulled out fast. The truck at pump 5 followed. Daddy, Lily's voice was small. It's okay, baby. Just hold on. Jack accelerated. The truck accelerated. 2 more vehicles joined from side roads. Coordinated. Professional. How many? Emma asked. 3 that I can see. Probably more ahead. Jack checked his weapons. 1 pistol, 20 rounds. Not enough for a sustained fight. He took a hard right onto a dirt road. The vehicles followed. Trees closed in on both sides. Nowhere to run. Emma, get Lily on the floor. Cover her. Emma didn't argue. She pulled Lily down, shielded her with her body. The first vehicle rammed them from behind. Jack fought the wheel, kept them on the road. Second impact. Third, they were trying to disable the van, force them to stop. Jack saw a turnoff ahead. Logging road, nearly invisible. He waited until the last second, then cranked the wheel. The van skidded fishtailed, but made the turn. The pursuing vehicles shot past, had to brake hard to follow. Bought them 30 seconds. Maybe. The logging road was rough. Jack pushed the van hard, ignoring the scraping underneath the protests of the engine. Where does this go? Emma shouted over the noise. No idea, but anywhere's better than here. The road opened into a clearing. Dead end. Nowhere to go. Jack slammed the brakes. Out. Now. Into the trees. They ran. Jack grabbed the go bag, his pistol. Emma carried Lily. They crashed into the forest as the pursuing vehicles reached the clearing. Voices behind them. Men shouting coordinates. Dogs barking. They had dogs. Jack changed direction, headed for water. A stream, anything to break the scent trail. His ribs screamed where he'd been shot in the safe house. He ignored it. Lily was crying. Emma was struggling. They were too slow. Jack found a hollow under a fallen tree. Here, get in. What about you? Emma gasped. I'm leading them away. Stay hidden. Don't move. Don't make a sound. He pressed his phone into her hand. If I'm not back in 2 hours, call Ray. Tell him where you are. Jack, no. This is the only way. He looked at Lily. Be brave for me. Okay, sweetheart. Be so brave. Then he ran. Made noise, broke branches, left obvious tracks. Behind him, the search reoriented, followed him. Good. Jack ran for 20 minutes, until his lungs burned, until his legs shook, until the sounds of pursuit were distant. Then he circled back, slow, careful, using every trick he'd learned in hostile territory. 2 hours later he found them, still hidden, still safe. Emma nearly sobbed with relief. I thought you were dead. Not yet. Jack was bleeding again. The wound in his ribs had reopened. But we need to move. They'll expand the search. They walked for hours. No roads, no trails, just forest. Jack navigated by the sun, by instinct, by pure stubbornness. At dusk, they reached a highway. Jack flagged down a truck. Old man driving, kind eyes. We had car trouble, Jack lied. Need a ride to the nearest town. The old man looked at them, saw the exhaustion, the fear, the blood on Jack's shirt. "Get in," he said. "I won't ask questions." They rode in silence. The old man dropped them at a bus station, handed Jack $50. "Whatever you're running from, I hope you outrun it." He drove away without waiting for thanks. Jack bought 3 tickets to Sacramento, last bus of the night. They boarded, found seats in the back. Lily fell asleep immediately. Emma watched her. "She's been so strong," Emma whispered. "Stronger than she should have to be. Kids are resilient. She'll be okay." "Will she?" "After all this." "Yeah, because we'll make sure she gets the help she needs. Therapy, time, love." Jack's eyes closed. "She'll be okay." "What about you? What about me? Will you be okay?" Jack didn't answer, couldn't, because he didn't know. The bus pulled into Sacramento at 2 a.m. They found an all-night diner, sat in a corner booth. Jack called Ray. "We're here?" "Thank God. I've been going crazy. Where have you been?" "Surviving. Did you move up the testimony?" "Yes, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Can you make it?" "We'll make it." "Jack Morrison knows you're in Sacramento. He's told Kozlov. They're mobilizing everything they have. It's going to be a war zone." "Then we'll fight." "You can't fight an army." "Watch me." He hung up, ordered coffee, watched the door. Emma pushed food around her plate. "I'm scared." "Me too." "What if we don't make it?" "We will." "But what if we don't?" Jack met her eyes. "Then we go down swinging, and we make sure your testimony gets heard, one way or another." At 8 a.m. they left the diner. The courthouse was 10 blocks away. They walked. Normal family, tourist clothes, baseball caps pulled low. Every person they passed could be an enemy. Every car could be a threat. 3 blocks from the courthouse, Jack saw them. Men in suits, too many, watching the entrances. "They're waiting for us," Emma said. "Yeah. What do we do?" Jack checked his watch. 8:45, 15 minutes until testimony. "We improvise." He led them down an alley, fire escape on the courthouse's side wall, unguarded. "Can you climb?" he asked Emma. "With Lily, I don't know." "You can." Jack boosted Lily onto his shoulders. "I'll carry her. You climb ahead. Move fast." They climbed. Jack's ribs screamed. His hands shook, but he climbed. At the 3rd floor, he broke a window. They crawled through into a hallway. Alarms blared immediately. "Run!" Jack shouted. They ran through corridors, past shocked office workers, past security scrambling to respond. Jack knew where courtrooms were. Had testified in federal court before. He knew the layout. Courtroom 7, 3rd floor, East Wing. They burst through the doors. Judge looked up, startled. Ray was there, jumped to his feet. "Your Honor," Jack gasped. "Emma Sinclair, witness, here to testify." The judge's gavel slammed down. "Bailiff, secure those doors. Nobody in or out until I say so." Ray rushed over. "Are you insane? You broke into a federal courthouse." "She's here. She's ready. Let her testify." The prosecutor stood. Tall woman, sharp suit. "Your Honor, Miss Sinclair's testimony is crucial to this case. I request we proceed immediately." The judge studied them. "Young lady, are you Emma Sinclair?" Emma stepped forward. "Yes, Your Honor." "And you're here voluntarily to testify?" "Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready." Outside the courtroom, shouting. Gunfire. The guards had engaged Kozlov's men. The judge didn't flinch. "Bailiff, call for backup. Federal marshals, National Guard if necessary." She looked at Emma. "Miss Sinclair, please take the stand. We're going to protect you while you tell your story." Emma walked to the witness stand. Jack sat with Lily, held her close. "Is Emma going to be okay, Daddy?" "Yeah, baby. She's going to be better than okay. She's going to be free." Emma was sworn in. The prosecutor approached. Miss Sinclair, please tell the court what you know about your father's criminal enterprise. Emma took a breath. Then she started talking. Names, dates, transactions. She recited everything from memory. Methodical, precise, devastating. She talked for 3 hours straight. The judge never interrupted. The court reporter's fingers flew. Outside, the siege continued. Federal marshals had surrounded the courthouse. Kozlov's men were trapped outgunned. At noon, Emma finished. That's everything I know, Your Honor. Every crime, every person involved, everything. The prosecutor smiled. Thank you, Miss Sinclair. You've just given us enough evidence to dismantle the largest trafficking network in North America. The judge nodded. This court thanks you for your courage. Federal marshals will place you in protective custody until trials conclude. Emma stepped down, walked to Jack and Lily. She was crying. I did it. I actually did it. Jack stood, wrapped his arms around her. You were amazing. What happens now? Now we wait. Let the system work. Let justice happen. Ray approached. Kozlov's men are surrendering. We've got them all. It's over. Lily looked up at Emma. Can you come home with us now for real? Emma knelt down. I have to go away for a while. Help the police with more testimony. But when I'm done, if you and your dad will have me, I'd love to come visit. Promise. I promise. They walked out of the courthouse an hour later. Federal marshals everywhere. Kozlov's men in handcuffs. The sun was setting. Jack checked his watch. 6:32 p.m. What now? Emma asked. Jack looked at Lily. At Emma. At the chaos around them. Now we go home. And we start healing. But as they walked toward the federal car waiting to take them to debriefing, Jack's phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. Well done, Mr. Miller. A new voice. Not Kozlov, not Morrison. Someone else. You've cost us a great deal of money, a great deal of trouble, but you've also shown us something important. You've shown us you can't be bought, can't be scared, can't be stopped. That's rare. That's valuable. Who is this? Someone who appreciates talent. We'll be in touch. The line went dead. Jack stared at the phone. Emma saw his face. What's wrong? Nothing. He pocketed the phone. Nothing we can't handle. But he knew. Deep down he knew. This wasn't over. It was just beginning. They'd cut off one head. But the monster had many more. And now it knew his name. Jack said nothing about the call during the drive to federal headquarters. Lily dozed against his shoulder in the back of the armored SUV. Emma stared out the window, exhausted but relieved. Ray rode up front, making calls, coordinating the aftermath. They spent 6 hours in debriefing. Different agents, different questions, same answers over and over. Emma's testimony was being verified, cross-referenced, turned into warrants and indictments. The machine of justice grinding forward. At midnight, Ray finally called a break. Get some sleep. We'll resume in the morning. They were given rooms in a secure federal facility, clean beds, hot showers, safety. But Jack couldn't relax. That phone call played in his head on repeat. Someone who appreciates talent. We'll be in touch. He sat in the dark, cleaning his pistol by memory. Old habit. Soothing repetition. A knock on his door. Emma wrapped in a borrowed robe. Can't sleep either. No. Jack set down the gun. Come in. She sat on the edge of the bed. Something's wrong. You've been tense since we left the courthouse. Just tired. Jack. I've watched you face down armed men without flinching. I know what tired looks like on you. This isn't it. This is afraid. He wanted to lie, protect her, but she'd earned honesty. I got another call after we left the courthouse. Someone new, said they appreciated my talent, said they'd be in touch. Emma went pale. Another organization. Sounds like it. Bigger than Kozlov, bigger than your father, someone at the top of the food chain. So it never ends. Maybe, maybe not. But they're watching now, and they know what we can do. Emma's hands shook. I thought testifying would fix everything. I thought if I just told the truth, we'd be safe. You did fix something. Your father's organization is done. Kozlov's network is crumbling. Hundreds of victims will be freed because of you. Jack met her eyes. That matters. That counts. Even if new threats emerge. But at what cost your safety? Lily's childhood. Martinez's life. Martinez knew the risks. So do I. And Lily, she's learning something important. That sometimes doing right means fighting, means sacrifice. She'll understand that when she's older. Will she forgive us for putting her through this? Jack thought about that. I don't know. But I'd rather raise a daughter who knows her father stood up to evil than one who watched him walk away from it. Emma was quiet for a long moment. Then, what do we do now? We finish this. We testify against everyone your father and Kozlov worked with. We make sure every piece of evidence gets used. We burn it all down. Jack's voice hardened. And then we dare them to come after us. That's insane. That's survival. Running didn't work. Hiding didn't work. Time to try fighting back so hard they think twice about targeting us again. Emma stood. You're either the bravest man I've ever met, or the craziest. Probably both. She almost smiled. Get some sleep, Jack. We'll need our strength. After she left, Jack tried to sleep. Failed. At 3 a.m. he gave up and went to check on Lily. Found her awake, sitting in bed with Buttons the hamster. Hey, sweetheart, why aren't you sleeping? Bad dreams. About the men with guns. Jack sat beside her. Want to talk about it? They kept chasing us, and you kept fighting them, but there were too many, and you disappeared, and I couldn't find you. Tears rolled down her cheeks. I was all alone. Oh, baby. Jack pulled her close. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. But what if you do? What if next time the bad men win? They won't. How do you know? Because I've fought bad men before. Lots of them. And I'm still here. Still with you. He kissed her head. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. Or to me. Or to Emma. That's a promise. You can't promise that. Nobody can promise that. She was right. Too smart for her own good sometimes. You're right. I can't promise nothing bad will ever happen. But I can promise I'll fight with everything I have to keep you safe. Is that enough? Lily thought about it. I guess it has to be. Yeah, it does. They sat together in the dark until Lily fell asleep. Jack carried her back to bed, tucked her in. Watched her breathe. So small. So vulnerable. So completely dependent on him to make the right choices. The weight of that never got easier. Morning came. More debriefing. Then Ray pulled Jack aside. We've got a problem. What kind of problem? Morrison escaped custody last night. Killed 2 guards. He's in the wind. Jack's blood went cold. He's coming for us. We don't know that. I know that. He's dirty. He's desperate. And he knows Emma can testify against him too. Of course he's coming for us. Ray cursed. I've got agents watching this building. Watching your house. Watching every known Morrison associate. We'll find him. Before or after he finds us. Jack, you're in a federal facility. Morrison can't get to you here. You said the safe house was secure too, right before they hit it with 12 men. Jack's voice rose. Morrison knows federal procedures. He knows your security protocols. He knows exactly how to get to us. Then what do you want me to do? Give me a gun. Let me protect my family. You're a civilian. I can't authorize that. I'm a trained soldier with more combat experience than half your agents, and that's my daughter in there, My responsibility. Give me the damn gun. Ray studied him, then pulled out his sidearm, handed it over. This conversation never happened. What conversation? Jack checked the weapon, felt its weight. Familiar. Comfortable. He wasn't helpless anymore. He went back to Emma and Lily. They were eating breakfast in the common room, other witnesses around them. Federal agents everywhere. Looked safe. Looked secure. Jack had learned not to trust looks. He sat with them, kept his back to the wall, eyes on the doors. Emma noticed. "You're expecting something." Morrison escaped. She nearly dropped her fork. "When?" "Last night. Ray thinks we're safe here." "I'm not convinced." "Should we leave?" "And go where? At least here we've got armed agents. Out there we're exposed." Lily pushed her food around. "I don't want to stay here anymore. I want to go home." "Soon, baby. Few more days." "You keep saying that, but it's never soon." Jack had no answer. She was right. He'd been saying soon for weeks now, and every time things just got worse. Around noon, Ray came back. "Emma, the prosecutors want you to review some evidence. Verify identities and photos. Should take a couple hours." "I'll go with her," Jack said. "It's 2 floors up, in a secure conference room. She'll be fine." "I'll go with her." Ray sighed. "Fine. But Lily stays here with Agent Chen. She's good with kids." Jack didn't like splitting up. Every instinct screamed against it, but Emma needed to do this, and Chen was solid, had protected them before. "Okay, but Chen stays with Lily every second. No bathroom breaks alone. No leaving the room. Clear." "Crystal," Chen said. "She'll be safe with me." Jack, Emma, and 2 agents took the elevator up. Conference room was exactly as described. Secure. Photos spread across the table. Emma started working through them, identifying faces, providing context. Jack stood by the door listening. All quiet. Maybe Ray was right. Maybe they were safe here. His phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. "Jack, it's Morrison. We need to talk, alone. Or your daughter dies. Parking garage. Level 3. 10 minutes. Come alone or I start shooting." Jack's vision tunneled. He showed Ray the text. "It's a trap. He wants to draw you out. He has access to Lily, or knows someone who does. Chen won't let anything happen to her. You said the safe house was secure. You said Morrison was in custody. Forgive me if I don't trust the system right now." Jack was already moving. "I'm going down there." "Jack, wait. Let me send a tactical team." He said, "Come alone. I show up with backup, he kills her. And if you go alone, he kills you both. Then I guess we'll see who's faster." Jack took the stairs, moved fast. Ray was shouting behind him, but Jack didn't stop. Couldn't stop. That was his daughter down there. Parking garage. Level 3. Dark. Concrete pillars. Perfect ambush site. Jack moved carefully, gun up, checking corners. His phone buzzed again. "Center of the garage. Out in the open. Or I put a bullet in little Lily's head right now." Jack's heart hammered. He stepped into the open. Morrison emerged from behind a van. He was wearing a guard uniform, had a radio, had been inside the whole time. And he had Lily. Gun pressed to her head. She was crying, silently terrified. "Let her go, Morrison." "Can't do that, Jack. She's my insurance. Drop your weapon. Kick it away." Jack hesitated. Every tactical instinct said, keep the gun. But that was his daughter. He dropped the weapon, kicked it away. "Good. Now here's what's going to happen. You're going to walk away. Take Emma. Disappear. Stop cooperating with the investigation. And if I don't, then I kill Lily right now. Then I kill you. Then I hunt down Emma and kill her slow." Morrison's eyes were wild, desperate. "I've got nothing left to lose, Jack. Kozlov's people will kill me for failing. The FBI will lock me up forever. My only play is leverage, and you're it. Let her go. Take me instead. You're not leverage. You're just a soldier. But your daughter, your innocent little girl, That's leverage. Jack calculated distances. Morrison was 15 feet away, too far to rush. The gun was 6 feet behind Jack, too far to grab and shoot before Morrison pulled the trigger. No good options. Lily's eyes met his. She was terrified but trying to be brave, just like he'd taught her. "Daddy," she whispered. "It's okay, baby. It's going to be okay." "Shut up." Morrison pressed the gun harder. Lily whimpered. "Make your choice, Jack. Walk away or watch her die." You pull that trigger, you die 2 seconds later. You know that right federal agents are already responding. You'll never make it out. Don't care. I'm dead anyway. But I can take you down with me. Can make sure you live with killing your own daughter because you wouldn't walk away. Jack's mind raced. Stalling tactics. Keep him talking. Buy time for backup. How much did Kozlov pay you, Morrison? How much was your soul worth? More than you'd understand. I've got gambling debts, ex-wife bleeding me dry, kids who need college money. The system doesn't pay enough to live on. So you sold out, helped traffic women, helped destroy lives. I looked the other way. Different thing. Tell that to the victims. I never hurt anyone directly. You enabled it. Same thing. Jack took a small step forward. And now you're threatening a child. That's who you are. That's your legacy. When you're dead and gone, that's all anyone will remember. The dirty cop who held a gun to a little girl's head. I said don't move. Morrison's finger tightened on the trigger. Jack froze. Okay, I'm not moving. You think you're better than me? You're not. You killed people in Afghanistan, Iraq. How many, Jack? How many lives did you take? Enemy combatants, people trying to kill me and my team. Justifications. We all have them. Morrison's voice cracked. I'm just trying to survive. Same as you. No, not same as me. I never hurt innocent people, never threatened children. You did, and that's a line you don't come back from. Footsteps on the stairs. Backup arriving. Morrison heard it too. His eyes darted toward the sound. Jack moved. 3 steps. Dove for his gun. Morrison swung his weapon toward Jack. Lily screamed. The shot echoed through the garage. Jack felt nothing. Was he hit? Was he dead? He rolled, came up with his weapon aimed at Morrison. Morrison was down. Blood spreading across his chest. Lily was standing there, unharmed. Behind her, Emma stood with a guard's dropped weapon. Smoking barrel. She'd shot Morrison. Emma! Jack gasped. I followed you down, grabbed a gun from the guard station. Her hands shook violently. I couldn't let him hurt Lily. Jack rushed to Lily, scooped her up. She wrapped around him, sobbing. It's okay, baby. You're safe. You're safe. Ray and a dozen agents flooded in, weapons drawn. They found Morrison on the ground. Dead. Single shot to the heart. Ray looked at Emma. You shot him. He was going to kill them. I had to. You saved their lives. Emma dropped the gun. Started shaking so hard she collapsed. Jack held Lily with one arm, caught Emma with the other. They sat on the cold concrete, 3 people who'd just survived death again, and let the adrenaline fade into tears. The next hours blurred. Statements, investigations, justification hearings. Emma's shooting was ruled self-defense. Morrison's body was taken away. His crimes exposed. His Keogh conspirators arrested. By evening, they were back in their rooms. Lily wouldn't let Jack out of her sight. Emma sat in the corner, staring at her hands. I killed someone, she whispered. I took a life. You saved 2 lives, Jack corrected gently. That's different. Is it? I can still feel the gun in my hands. Still hear the sound. Still see him fall. Yeah, that doesn't go away. I won't lie to you. Jack knew that weight. Carried it himself. But you'll learn to live with it. Because the alternative was letting him kill Lily, and that's not something you could have lived with either. How do you do it? Carry that weight. One day at a time. Some days are harder than others, but you remember why you did it. You remember who you saved. He looked at Lily, and that makes it bearable. Emma closed her eyes. I'm so tired, Jack. Tired of running. Tired of fighting. Tired of being afraid. I know. Me too. When does it end? Jack didn't have an answer, because he didn't know if it ever did. They'd taken down Sinclair, taken down Kozlov, taken down Morrison. But that phone call still haunted him. Someone bigger was watching. Someone who appreciated talent, who'd be in touch. This wasn't over. But maybe that was okay. Maybe life was just a series of battles. Some you won, some you lost. And the victory was in the fighting itself, in the refusal to quit. Ray appeared in the doorway. Jack, can I talk to you? They stepped into the hall. We've finished processing Morrison's phone records. Found something interesting. He was in contact with someone else. Someone higher up than Kozlov. Someone in the State Department. Who? We don't know yet. We don't know. The number's encrypted. But whoever it is, they've got serious resources, serious protection. They're the ones who ordered Morrison to take Lily. So it's not over. No, it's not. Ray met his eyes. I'm sorry, Jack. I know you wanted this to end, but it looks like we're just getting started on the real enemy. Jack leaned against the wall, felt the exhaustion in his bones. How do we fight someone in the State Department? Carefully, with evidence, with patience. Same way we fought Sinclair and Kozlov. And in the meantime, we just wait for them to make another move. In the meantime, I put you in real witness protection. New identities, new city, new life. You disappear completely until we can expose whoever's running this operation. Jack thought about that. Thought about uprooting Lily again. Leaving their home, living under fake names. For how long? Could be months. Could be years. That's not a life. That's hiding. That's survival. Same thing Kozlov's people told me. Same justification Morrison used. Everyone's just trying to survive. Jack's voice hardened. I'm done surviving, Ray. I'm ready to live, even if it means fighting. You can't fight the State Department. Watch me. He went back inside. Emma and Lily looked up. We need to talk about what happens next, Jack said. Ray wants to put us in witness protection, new identities, new lives, complete disappearance. Emma nodded slowly. That makes sense. It's the smart play. It's the coward's play. Jack knelt in front of Lily. Sweetheart, I need you to understand something. The people we've been fighting, they're part of something bigger. Something that won't stop until we make them stop. And stopping them means staying, fighting, refusing to hide. Can you be brave enough for that? Lily was quiet. Then, will there be more men with guns? Probably. Will you have to fight them? Yes. Will people try to hurt us again? Jack wanted to lie, wanted to promise her safety, but she deserved truth. Yes, they'll try. But I won't let them succeed. None of us will. Lily looked at Emma. Will you stay with us? Emma's eyes filled. If you'll have me, yes, I'll stay. I'll fight. I'm done running too. Lily turned back to Jack. Then okay. We stay. We fight. We don't hide. She squared her shoulders. Because that's what Millers do, right? We help people. Even when it's hard. Jack pulled her into his arms, overcome. 9 years old and braver than most soldiers he'd served with. That's exactly what Millers do. He stood, looked at Ray. Tell your bosses we're not going into hiding. We're testifying. Against everyone. And when we're done, we're going home. To our house. Our town. Our life. And if anyone wants to come after us, they're welcome to try. Ray shook his head. You're making yourself a target. I've been a target since that first day in the diner. At least this way I'm a target who's fighting back. This is insane. This is America. I fought for this country, bled for it, lost friends for it. I'm not about to let some corrupt bureaucrats scare me away from my own home. Jack's voice rang with conviction. We're staying, we're fighting, and we're winning, however long it takes. Ray looked between them, saw the determination, the unity, the absolute refusal to back down. All right, he said finally. Then I guess we do this the hard way. We build an airtight case, we expose everyone involved, and we protect you while we do it. No more safe houses, no more hiding. We go home tomorrow. That's suicide. That's living. Jack checked his watch. 8:15 p.m. Make the arrangements. We're done running. After Ray left, Emma sat beside Jack. Are we really doing this? Going home painting targets on our backs? We are. Because the alternative is spending the rest of our lives looking over our shoulders. And that's no way to live. What if we lose? What if they're too powerful? Then we lose fighting. On our feet. In our home. Together. Jack looked at Lily already asleep on the couch. And we teach her that some things are worth fighting for. Even when you're scared. Even when you might lose. Emma leaned her head on his shoulder. You're either the bravest man I know, or the craziest. Still probably both. They sat in the silence, two broken people who'd found strength in each other, and watched the girl who'd brought them together dream peacefully. Outside, the world was hunting them. Powerful people wanted them dead. The odds were impossible, but Jack had faced impossible odds before. And he was still here, still fighting, still refusing to quit. Tomorrow they'd go home, and the war would truly begin. They drove home at dawn. 3 vehicles, federal escort front and back. Jack drove the middle one with Emma beside him and Lily in the back seat, watching the familiar roads appear as they got closer to Millerville. It looks the same, Lily said quietly. Like nothing happened. Everything happened, Emma replied. We're just the only ones who know it. They pulled up to Jack's house. Still standing, still home. But different now. Cameras on every corner. Motion sensors, reinforced doors. Ray had upgraded the security while they were gone. It's like a fortress, Emma observed. That's the idea. Jack grabbed their bags. Come on, let's get settled. Inside, everything was exactly as they'd left it. Photos on the walls, Lily's drawings on the fridge. Normal life frozen in time, waiting for them to pick it back up. Lily ran upstairs to check on her room. Emma stood in the living room turning slowly. This is really your home, your life, and I'm inserting myself into it. You're not inserting, you're being invited. Jack set down the bags. Emma, you're family now. Lily said it. I believe it. This is your home too if you want it. For how long? Until the next threat. Until someone else comes after us. However long you want to stay. Could be months. Could be forever. Up to you. Emma's eyes welled up. I've never had forever before. My father made sure of that. Every relationship was controlled. Every friendship monitored. Forever wasn't an option. It is now. She hugged him. Quick, grateful. Thank you. For everything. For seeing me when I was invisible. For fighting when you could have walked away. For giving me a reason to be brave. You were always brave. You just needed someone to remind you. Lily's voice called from upstairs. Daddy Buttons missed her wheel. Can we get her a new one? Jack smiled. Yeah, baby, we'll go to the pet store later. Normal. Beautifully, impossibly normal. Ray called an hour later. You're really home. I thought you might change your mind. Nope, we're here. We're staying. Then you should know, we've identified the State Department contact, Deputy Undersecretary Martin Vance. He's been facilitating Kozlov's operations for 5 years, moving money, providing diplomatic cover, making problems disappear. Can you arrest him? Not yet. He's got immunity. We need ironclad evidence before we can touch him. What kind of evidence? The kind Emma can provide. Financial records, meeting details, names and dates. If she can testify to seeing Vance with her father or Kozlov's people, we can start building a case. Jack looked at Emma, who'd been listening. She nodded. I saw him twice. Once at the house. Once at a restaurant with my father and another man. I remember everything. Then we'll need her statement, official deposition, tomorrow morning. At the courthouse. No, we'll come to you. Safer that way. I'll bring the prosecutors. We'll do it at your house. After Ray hung up, Emma paced. Vance. I remember that name now. My father was afraid of him. I heard them arguing once. My father said the operation was getting too big, too dangerous. Vance said fear was weakness. That expansion was the only way forward. So Vance was the boss. Your father and Kozlov worked for him. Looks that way, which means he has more resources than both of them combined. Then we hit him harder than we hit them. We expose everything. We make sure he can't hide behind diplomatic immunity or political connections. Jack's phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. Mr. Miller, I believe we spoke before. I represent interests that Deputy Undersecretary Vance manages. He's very disappointed with recent developments. He's prepared to offer you $10 million to reconsider your cooperation with federal authorities. This is your final offer. Accept or face consequences. Jack showed Emma. She went pale. $10 million. That's serious money. That's serious desperation. Jack typed back, tell Vance to go to hell. We're not for sale. The response came immediately. Then you've chosen death. For yourself. For your daughter. For Emma. Vance has resources you cannot imagine. This is your last warning. Jack powered down his phone. They're coming. Tonight probably. Maybe sooner. Should we call Ray? Get more protection? Ray can't station agents here permanently. And if Vance is as connected as you say, he'll find a way around any security. Jack checked his weapons. We defend this house ourselves. Jack, we can't fight the State Department. We're not fighting the State Department. We're fighting one corrupt official who thinks he's untouchable. Big difference. Lily came downstairs, saw them checking weapons. The bad men are coming again, aren't they? Jack didn't lie. Probably. I'm not scared anymore. Her voice was small but steady. I used to be, but I'm not. Because you always keep us safe. I try, baby. I try my best. That's all anyone can do. She hugged him. That's what you taught me. Emma knelt beside her. Lily, I want you to know something. Your dad is the bravest person I've ever met. And you're just like him. You're going to be okay. We all are. I know. Lily's confidence was absolute. Because we're a family now. And families protect each other. That night, Jack set up defensive positions. Cameras monitored every approach. Sensors on all doors and windows. Weapons staged at strategic points. He'd turned his home into a strong point. Emma helped. She'd learned a lot in the past weeks. How to check magazines. How to clear jams. How to shoot accurately under pressure. She wasn't a soldier, but she wasn't helpless either. If they breach the house, Jack instructed, you take Lily to the panic room in the basement. There's supplies for 3 days. Reinforced door. Separate phone line to call for help. What about you? I'll hold them off as long as I can. Give you time to get safe. No. Emma's voice was firm. We're not doing that. We're not splitting up. We stay together. We fight together. That's how this works now. Emma, you're not trained for this. Neither was I trained to shoot Morrison, but I did it. Because I had to. Because you and Lily needed me. She met his eyes. I'm not hiding in a basement while you die protecting me. Not happening. Jack wanted to argue, wanted to protect her. But he saw the determination in her face, recognized it. She'd found her strength, her courage. Who was he to take that away? All right, we fight together. but Lily goes to the panic room. Non-negotiable. Agreed. They waited. Hours passed. Midnight came and went. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Jack's phone powered on by itself. Text appeared. "We're here." The cameras showed nothing. The sensors showed nothing. But Jack's instincts screamed danger. "Get Lily to the panic room, now!" Emma ran upstairs. Came down 30 seconds later with a groggy Lily. They got her into the basement, locked the door. "I love you, Daddy." Lily called through the door. "Love you too, baby. Be brave." He and Emma took positions. Jack at the front window. Emma at the back. Weapons ready. The power cut. Total darkness. "They've killed the grid," Jack said. "Switch to night vision." They'd prepared for this. Goggles ready. Backup generators for essential systems. But the darkness was disorienting. Oppressive. Glass shattered upstairs. Ground floor. Multiple entry points. Professional breach. "Here they come," Jack muttered. He saw them through the goggles. 6 figures. Moving fast. Tactical gear. Suppressed weapons. These weren't thugs. These were operators. Jack fired twice. Dropped one. The others scattered returned fire. Rounds punched through walls. Furniture exploded. Emma fired from the kitchen. Hit one in the shoulder. He went down screaming. "Living room!" Jack shouted. "Fall back to the hallway. Narrow their approach." They moved. Coordinated. Jack provided cover while Emma repositioned. Then she covered him. 4 attackers left. They were regrouping. Being cautious now. They'd expected easy targets. Found a fight instead. Jack's phone buzzed. Text from Ray. "Satellite shows activity at your location. Backup coming. ETA 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Might as well be 10 hours. The attackers pushed. 2 from the front. 2 from the back. Pincer movement. Smart. Jack engaged the front. Emma took the back. Gunfire filled the house. Smoke. Cordite. Chaos. Jack's rifle clicked empty. He dropped it, pulled his pistol. Kept firing. 1 attacker went down. The other dove behind the couch. Behind him, Emma's weapon jammed. She cursed, tried to clear it. The attacker saw his chance. Rushed her. Jack turned, fired 3 times. Center mass. The attacker fell. But the other one from the front was up, weapon trained on Jack. Time slowed. Jack saw the finger tighten on the trigger. Knew he couldn't move fast enough. The shot came. But not from the attacker. From the stairs. The attacker jerked, fell forward. Lily stood there. Jack's backup pistol in her hands. Eyes huge. Terrified. But steady. "Lily?" Jack rushed to her. "Baby, what are you doing? You're supposed to be in the panic room." "I heard the fighting. I heard Emma scream. I couldn't stay down there." Tears streamed down her face. "I had to help." Jack took the weapon from her shaking hands, pulled her close. "You saved my life. You saved us. I was so scared. But you said sometimes we do things anyway when we're scared. You did good, sweetheart. So good. But now you need to get back downstairs. Please. For me." Sirens in the distance. Getting closer. Backup arriving. The last 2 attackers heard it too. They retreated through the back door. Running. Defeated. Jack didn't pursue. Just held his daughter and let the adrenaline fade. Emma joined them. "Is everyone okay?" "Yeah, we're okay." Jack looked around at his destroyed house. Bullet holes. Shattered furniture. Blood on the floor. "We're alive. That's what matters." Ray burst through the door minutes later with a tactical team. Found them sitting on the stairs, exhausted, traumatized, but alive. "Jesus, Jack, it looks like a war zone." It was. But we won. Ray surveyed the bodies. 4 dead attackers, all ex-military, all with connections to private security firms that Vance uses. "Can you tie them to Vance directly?" "We're working on it. But this attack is going to make waves. Dead operators on American soil, attacking a federal witness. Even Vance can't cover this up. Then hit him. Now, before he runs. Federal marshals are arresting him as we speak, along with 8 other State Department officials. We're dismantling his entire network. Emma stood slowly. Is it really over? This time for real? The immediate threat is over. Vance and his people are finished. Kozlov's organization is gone. Sinclair's empire is destroyed. Ray looked at them. But there will always be someone else. Some new threat. That's the nature of fighting corruption. You cut off one head and another grows. So we'll cut off that one too, Jack said. And the next one, and the one after that, however many it takes. You can't fight forever, Jack. Watch me. Over the next weeks, they rebuilt. The house was repaired, security upgraded again. Life slowly returned to something resembling normal. Lily went back to school. Emma enrolled in community college. Jack reopened his repair shop. They testified 3 more times. Vance was convicted on 40 counts, sentenced to life without parole. His network crumbled. Dozens of other officials arrested. Hundreds of victims freed. The news called Emma a hero, called Jack a warrior, called them symbols of ordinary people standing up to extraordinary corruption. But they didn't feel like heroes. They felt like survivors, like people who'd been pushed too far and fought back because there was no other choice. 6 months after Vance's conviction, they sat on the porch watching the sunset. Lily was doing homework at the kitchen table. Emma was reading. Jack was just existing, being present, being alive. You know what I realized? Emma said quietly. I'm not afraid anymore. For the first time in my entire life, I'm not afraid. That's good. That's really good. It's because of you. You taught me that courage isn't about not being scared. It's about being scared and doing it anyway. I didn't teach you that. You already knew it. I just reminded you. Emma smiled. Always so humble. Even after everything. Everything we survived. That's not heroic. That's just stubborn. It's both. And it matters. You matter. What we did matters. She took his hand. We saved lives, Jack. Hundreds of them. Maybe thousands. That has to count for something. It did count. Jack knew that. But the cost had been high. Martinez dead. His house destroyed twice. Lily traumatized. Years of peace shattered. Worth it. He didn't know. Probably never would. His phone rang. Unknown number. He almost didn't answer. Then curiosity won. Hello? Mr. Miller. You don't know me. My name is Catherine Torres. I work for a congressional oversight committee. We've been investigating corruption in the State Department. Your actions led to the biggest cleanup in departmental history. Just did what needed doing. It was more than that. You risked everything. Your life, your daughter's safety, your home. All to expose corruption and save lives. She paused. I'm calling to offer you a job. Consulting work. Helping us identify and investigate other corrupt networks. Good pay. Federal benefits. You'd be making a real difference. Jack almost laughed. Lady, I've made enough difference for one lifetime. I'm done fighting. Are you? Because from where I'm sitting, you're just getting started. People like you, people with courage and integrity, we need more of them. Especially now. Find someone else. I've got a daughter to raise, a life to rebuild. Think about it. The offer stands. Call me if you change your mind. She hung up. Emma had heard. Are you going to call her back? No. I meant what I said. I'm done fighting. Are you, though? Emma's eyes held understanding. Jack, I've watched you these past months. You're restless. You check security cameras constantly. You jump at every unexpected sound. You're a warrior without a war. I'm a father. That's my war now, raising Lily right. You can be both. You are both. Jack thought about that, thought about the call, about more fights, more dangers, more chances to make a difference. Then he thought about Lily inside doing homework, about normal evenings on the porch, about peace. Maybe later, he said finally. Right now I just want to exist, to be dad, to be here. Is that okay? That's perfect. Emma squeezed his hand. You've earned peace, Jack. Take it for as long as you can. They sat in comfortable silence as the sun set. Lily came out, climbed onto Jack's lap, despite being too big for it now. Daddy, Ms. Patterson wants me to write an essay about heroes. Can I write about you? I'm not a hero, baby. Yes, you are. You saved Emma. You stopped the bad men. You protected me. That's what heroes do. Heroes do more than fight. They're kind. They're patient. They help people in small ways every day. You do that too. You fixed Mr. Chen's car for free. You helped Mrs. Rodriguez with her roof. You made Emma feel safe when no one else would. Lily's voice held absolute certainty. You're my hero. The best one. Jack's eyes burned. He kissed her head. Then I guess I better live up to that. Emma smiled. You already do. Every single day. As darkness fell, they went inside. Dinner was simple, pasta and salad. Conversation about school and homework and ordinary things. No threats. No fear. Just family. After Lily went to bed, Jack stood in her doorway watching her sleep. So peaceful. So innocent. So incredibly brave. Emma joined him. She's going to be okay. Better than okay. She's going to be amazing. Because she survived all this. Because she learned what matters, what's worth fighting for, what real courage looks like. Emma leaned against the doorframe. You gave her that. By refusing to quit. By standing up when it would have been easier to walk away. That's your legacy. Some legacy. Teaching my kid how to survive violence. No. Teaching your kid how to stand up to injustice. How to protect the vulnerable. How to be brave even when you're terrified. That's everything. Jack checked his watch. 10:32 p.m. Time for bed. Time to rest. But as he turned to go, his phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. Mr. Miller, another situation has developed. Another victim needs help. I know you said you're done fighting, but I also know who you are. The man who doesn't walk away when someone needs help. If you're interested, call me. If not, I understand. But I hope you'll consider it, because the world needs more people like you. People who refuse to quit. People who protect the helpless. People who believe that doing right matters more than staying safe. You're a rare breed, Jack Miller, and rare breeds are needed now more than ever. Jack stared at the message, felt the pull, the call to action, the weight of responsibility. Emma saw his face. Another situation. Yeah. Are you going to help? Jack thought about Lily. About the peaceful life they were building. About rest and recovery and normal days. Then he thought about another Emma out there somewhere. Another scared person running from powerful enemies. Another victim who needed someone to stand up for them. I don't know, he said honestly. Part of me wants to delete this message, pretend I never saw it. Just be dad and nothing else. And the other part? The other part remembers what Lily said that first day in the diner. She needs help, Daddy. The other part knows that walking away would mean teaching Lily that safety matters more than doing right. So what are you going to do? Jack looked at his daughter sleeping peacefully. Then at Emma, the woman they'd saved who'd become family. Then at his phone. He thought about Catherine Torres's offer. About congressional committees and systemic corruption. About making a bigger difference. He thought about Sarah. About what she would say. She'd tell him to follow his conscience. To do what he believed was right. To trust himself. He thought about all the victims they'd saved, all the lives changed, all the evil stopped. And he realized Emma was right. He was a warrior, not because he wanted to be, but because when someone says, "Help me," he can't walk away. Maybe that was his curse, or maybe that was his purpose. "I'm going to talk to Lily about it," he said finally. "See what she thinks. Because this affects her too. She deserves a voice in these decisions. She'll tell you to help. You know she will." Probably. She's got her mother's heart, sees the good in people, believes in helping. Jack smiled slightly. Dangerous combination with my stubbornness. The best combination. Emma kissed his cheek. Whatever you decide, we're with you. Me and Lily, all the way. That's what family does. Family. That word still felt new, still felt precious. Jack had been alone for so long after Sarah died, raising Lily, fighting his demons, surviving each day. Now he had family again, real family. Not just blood, but choice. People who stood by him because they wanted to, because they believed in the same things he did. That was worth more than any amount of peace. Jack checked his watch one more time. 10:47 p.m. Tomorrow, he'd talk to Lily. They'd figure out what came next. Together. As a family. Tonight, he'd just be grateful. For survival. For love. For second chances. He turned off his phone. Locked the doors. Checked the security system. Old habits. Good habits. And as he climbed into bed exhausted but content, he realized something important. He wasn't the same man who'd sat in that diner 6 months ago eating pancakes with his daughter. That man had been broken. Lost. Going through motions. This man had purpose. Had family. Had reasons to keep fighting. Emma had said he'd saved her. But the truth was simpler. She'd saved him. She and Lily both. By giving him something worth protecting. Something worth fighting for. Something worth being brave for. True heroes, his daughter had said. True heroes don't walk away when someone needs help. She was right. She was always right. And if that meant more fights, more dangers, more sleepless nights watching for threats, well, that was okay. Because some things were worth it. Some people were worth protecting. Some battles were worth fighting. Even when you're tired. Even when you're scared. Even when the odds are impossible. You fight anyway. Because that's what heroes do. Not the ones in movies, but the real ones. The ordinary people who make extraordinary choices when the moment demands it. Jack closed his eyes and let sleep take him. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. New decisions. New threats, probably. But tonight, they were safe. They were together. They were family. And that was enough. That was everything. That was victory. The only kind that truly mattered.